What's good, fight fans? This is Ashley's Corner. And about this Julius Indongo versus Terence Crawford for all the marbles, undisputed match. Everybody's picking Crawford to win. I know it's a lot of people that know that Crawford has a good fight on his hands against Julius Indongo, and everybody talked about what Terence Crawford is going to be doing in the future after this fight. But it hasn't been much talk about what if Julius Indongo wins this fight. I'm not saying that he is. I'm saying it is going to be a dogfight. I will give my predictions again the night of the fight, or probably the night before the fight. But what if he wins? Really. Like, I haven't heard much talk of him moving to a different division. I had to do a lot of research on that just to find out if he was or if he wasn't. But it's a very good possibility. This isn't 100 to 0% fight. This isn't a guaranteed Terence Crawford win. If you ask me, this is probably a 60-40. Some people would even say it's a 50-50 fight. But after I did my little research to find out what Julius Indongo's plans is after this fight, it was kind of hard to find because he's not looking past Terence Crawford. He's really got his eyes set on the fight. He's studying Terence Crawford. He's not nervous at all about the fight. He's a true warrior, and that's another thing that I like about Julius Indongo. But after I researched a little bit, I found that Nestor Tobias is Julius Indongo's promoter, and he said that moving up and facing Pacquiao in the not too distant future is also not out of the question, according to Tobias. Pacquiao can also get it if he wants, but he's got a fight scheduled in June, and that will rule him out for our next fight. For now, we want to collect all the belts in the junior welterweight division before we consider other divisions, said Tobias. Now, when he said other divisions, it's not really likely for Julius Indongo to skip two positions, even though he has a lot of height on him, and it wouldn't be hard for him to go up in weight, saying all he needs to do is pack on a little muscle. But with him being at the 140-pound division right now, light welterweight, he could move down. It's very possible for him to move down. If it's possible for him to move down, who knows, because he does have a lot of height. But if he did move down, that's the division of Robert Easter and Mikey Garcia. I think he would run through that division quite easily. And I think if he was going to go down to 135, he would have started at 135. So, I see him going up in weight. And that next division would be welterweight. Now, if he moved up to welterweight, it would be hard for him to beat them top killers at welterweight. I do not think it will be difficult for him to win at welterweight. Saying that there's a lot of level B fighters at welterweight. And they're considered level B because they probably have about 3 or more. Well, they probably got like 4 or more losses on their record. But the only person I see him really beating as far as the top killers at welterweight, and this is a top killer that's about to drop out of being a top killer and just be called a welterweight, is Danny Garcia. Man, if you ask me, people that love Danny Garcia, 100% is down to 40 with his ass. Like, him not saying anything back, leaves the opportunity for his fans and people that even that's not his fans to think whatever they want about him. I really, honestly, whenever he shows his face again, and I seen him warming up, yesterday I seen him warming up on ES News. Shout out to ES News. He always stay on top of things. But yeah, he was warming up and all he was doing, all he was doing was flexing for the people that was taking pictures and people that was, standing ringside and shit. Like, that shit whack as fuck. Especially, I mean, dog, you're not big, But anyway, this shit is just wild when it comes to Danny Garcia. Like, I don't know what he's doing. And honestly, that's one fight Danny Garcia would step up and probably say something immediately if Julius won this fight and then called out Garcia. But I see Julius and Indongo being too much for Garcia. Garcia really doesn't move around a lot. He doesn't have that much head movement. His defense is so. But Julius and Indongo would eat him apart from the outside. He got the reach advantage. He got the height advantage. And he works off of his jab. He always established that jab and works off of it. And his left hand is a killer. He's not weak like everybody really think he is. You know what I'm saying? So if he did get the title and call out Danny Garcia, I believe Danny Garcia will take it and take a L because I believe he will beat Danny Garcia. But what fight I would like to see him fight in the welterweight division, and this is another man that will not say no to this fight just because if Julius Indongo beats Terence Crawford and goes up in weight, I don't believe anybody will say no to him. Let me just say that. But the next person would be Keith Thurman. Man, I think that would be a great fight. I think Julius Indongo versus Keith Thurman would be something to watch, honestly. I think Julius Indongo versus Keith Thurman would turn out to be a better matchup than Danny Garcia and Keith Thurman. And I did watch that fight, and it was quite boring. I mean, I watched the whole fight. I wasn't falling asleep on it, but, I mean, it wasn't really much to look at. It wasn't that much clashing going on, and Julius Indongo and Keith Thurman fight could be like that, but I see Julius Indongo doing the most. Like, I see Keith Thurman, being on his bicycle like always, staying on the outside or whatnot and trying to get his power shots in. That's what he does all the time. But if he did fight Julius Indongo, he can't do that with him because his reach is is longer than Keith Thurman's. He can try to do it. I wouldn't advise him to do it, I would think, but I honestly think it would be a good matchup. It would be a good fight to see and just to see what happens. But since Tobias said other divisions, it's like I said, he can move down, he can move up, or he can move to 154. I honestly think he will be quick for a lot of fighters in 154, and if he does use his jab and use his distance, he could win fights. But I don't see him having undefeated record if he did move up to 154. And I see, them really putting a hurt on Julius Indongo. But, I mean, don't count him out in this fight. It is possible. It is very possible for Julius Indongo to be the undisputed champion and take it for all the marbles. Always like and subscribe to the page. Peace out and comment.